Hey everybody, and welcome back to another One of Everything Wednesdays. I am your host, MrBevers. That's right, today we are finishing off with Fusion Gaming, located out in Winnipeg, Manitoba. They are, an online retailer as well. I actually met them at the GP in Toronto 2 years ago, I believe. And, they've got a 5K Modern event coming. So if you play Modern and you're in and around the area, make sure you check it out, because why not? Who doesn't like a chance to possibly win $5,000 in cash, right? So anyway, there you go. And also they have a thing here where it's like if you order $50 or more from their store, you get a free booster pack of Core 2019. So go check them out. There's a link to their site below in the description, and let's just get right into it and see what we can find for our patrons this week, right? So, we've got some spicy stuff this week. We have Core 2014. Ooh, spicy. Oh, what's that? Modern Masters 2013. Holy moly. Okay, Dragon's Maze, Gatecrash, Ravnica, Return to Ravnica, I should say, 2013 Core Set, Avacyn Restored, Core Set 2012, Morningtide, Guild Pact, and Onslaught. Now, I'm going to have to look up some of these prices after the fact to make sure that I'm making the patrons' cards are all going in the right place. But let's get right into it. There could be a lot of spice in the Ravnica block as well as the Modern Masters pack. So let's see. Wall of Swords. Cool sword. Cool wall. 3/5 flying defender for 4. Not bad. Rod of Ruin deals a damage. Angelic Accord. So this is where you saw, I think this is where this was first printed, I believe. And at the beginning of each end step, if you gained 4 or more life this turn, you put a 4/4 White Angel into the battlefield. Well, this works really well with the new life gain decks that are out there. And our rare is a Goblin Diplomats. Little 2/1 for 2, so Piker. The Piker. And it says tap, each creature attacks this turn if able. And just a swamp and a rules card. Alright. What do you think? You think we're going to find something that's crazy massive and going to put it in the patron pile? Let's hope so. Let's hope so. What do we think? Maybe a Tarmogoyf? And of course, we know we can find Lava Spikes and Street Wraiths. Right? Okay, we didn't find any of the commons. We can find Kitchen Sphinx as well, I believe. Mad Auntie. Murderous Redcap. Frozen Grip. I'm gonna have to check these uncommons. Figure of Destiny. You could have been so much more. Figure of Destiny is still not a bad little card. It's just not high on the value list. But it's a 1/1 Kithkin for 1, and then it's like the old school levelers. So if you remember levelers from the Zendikar block, the original Zendikar block, you pay a certain amount of mana and you put a level up counter on them. This is sort of similar, except that you pay 1 and then it becomes a 2/2, and then you pay 3 and it says if it is a spirit, which it only becomes a spirit after you pay the first ability essentially, then it becomes a 4/4 Spirit Warrior. Then you can pay 6, and if it's a warrior, it becomes an 8/8, right? So like it gets bigger and bigger and better. And then we got a foil Tar Pitcher. The foil could have been something sweet, too. And then we just got a Goblin Rogue token. Well, the Modern Masters pack was a little bit of a bust, but we'll see. We'll see if we can't make up for it with some other stuff. Dragon Maze is next. The Clue Stones, of course. People have been talking about them because, of course, we're going back to Ravnica again. Ascended Law Mage. Tristani's Summoner. Blaze Commando. And Plasma Capture. An interesting counterspell. 2 green and 2 blue. Counter target spell at the beginning of your next pre-combat main phase. Add X mana of any combination of colors to your mana pool where the X is the spell's converted mana cost. And we did get a foil. We got a foil Species Gorger. And we just got a Izzet Guildgate, which are going to be relevant again. And now Gatecrash. We could find Shocklands in here. I don't know what kind of big hits we can see from the Mythic side of things from Gatecrash. I don't remember, to be completely honest. It's been a long time since I've looked at and played with Gatecrash cards. Dinrova Horror. This was a reprint in one of the Master Series. Voidwalk. Smog Elemental. And, well, okay, how about an Aurelia? I mean, that's a card. It's definitely a card. A 3/4 Flying Vigilance Haste for 2 generic, a red, red, white, white. And it says, whenever Aurelia the War Leader attacks for the first time each turn, untap all creatures you control. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. So, yeah, that'll go into the patron pile. And we just got a little spirit token there. It's no Shockland, but it is definitely a Mythic. We talked about Mythics, and there they are. There they are. Okay, Return to Ravnica. Another Guild Gate there. There you go. Good old Doorkeeper. Good old Doorkeeper. We can find foil fetch in these packs, right? Shrieking Affliction. Selesnya Charm. Not a bad little charm as well. Pretty heavy hitter back in the day. Street Sweeper. And a Voltaic Rig. This was an interesting card in Limited back in that time frame. So it's a 4/4 for 4 with Trample. And it says it attacks each turn if able. If it is dealt damage, flip a coin. If you lose the flip, sacrifice it. When it dies, flip a coin. If you lose the flip, it deals 4 damage to each creature and each player. So, like, essentially, if it dies, you want to lose the flip of when it dies, because then it basically wipes the board if you need that kind of thing. And then we just got a rules card with an island. Alright, next up, Core 2013. We could find any number of things in Core 2013. There's a bunch of stuff in this set that are kind of interesting. From a rare perspective. I mean, you got Krenko's Command, so we know Krenko's in this set as well. Furnace Whelp, little 2/2 dragon with fire breathing. Flames of the Firebrand, 3 damage, divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. Fungal Sprouting. Hey, who likes Saprolings? There you go. 4 mana, put X 1/1 green Saproling creature tokens on the battlefield, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. And our rare is a Quirion Dryad. So it's a 1/1 for 2 that says whenever you cast a white, blue, black, or red spell, put a 1/1 counter on Quirion Dryad. Interesting little card. And just an island and a rules card. Next up, Avacyn Restored. Maybe we'll find that Cavern of Souls we never found, right? Maybe that's a thing. That is a thing that maybe we might find. I don't think we'll find it, but it would be amazing. Maybe we'll get a foil Cavern of Souls, right? That would be cool to add to the patron pile, wouldn't it? We got a Vorstclaw. Builder's Blessing. Malfeld Twins. And our rare is a Riders of Gavany. That's not a Cavern of Souls, is it? It's a 3/3 Vigilance for 4, 2 and a white, white. And it says, as Riders of Gavany enter the battlefield, choose a creature type. Human creatures you control have protection from creatures of the chosen type. And we got a zombie token and a swamp. No foil cavern either. Core 2012. Well, we opened up all of the spice in the last week, I guess. We got a Goblin Bang Chuckers. We got a Rock Egg. We got a Jade Mage. Time to put more Saprolings on the battlefield. 2/1 for 2. Tap 3. Put us 1/1 Saproling on the battlefield. And our rare is a Rites of Flourishing. Actually, I think this is worth something, so I'll have to look into that. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card. Each player may play an additional land on each of his or her turns. And a rules card and a plains. Alright, Morningtide. I don't know what's in this set that's worth money, really. Because, again, like I said, I never really played much during this time frame. So, in fact, I don't really own a lot of Morningtide cards. Like, at all. I hardly own any, to be completely fair. So I don't know if there's commons or uncommons in this set that are worth anything, so I'll have to double check these. Stink Drinker. Bandit. Sen's Tactician. Release the Ants. Oh dear. What does this do? 1 and a red, instant. Release the ants, deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Clash with an opponent. If you win, return it to your own. Release the ants to its owner's hand. So it just does a damage. It's 2 mana for 1 damage, but then you get it back to your hand if you win the clash. It seems weird. And our rare is a Vengeful Firebrand, which is a 5/2 for 4, 3 and a red. And it says, Vengeful Firebrand has haste as long as a warrior card is in your graveyard, and it has fire breathing. So that's interesting. And of course, we got a Elf Warrior token. Pretty cool. Alright, Guild Pact is next. Again, another set that I just didn't really play during, so I don't have a lot of cards from this set either, so I'm not going to know anything about this set either. So if there's commons and uncommons in here that I don't know about, I will make sure that I fix it. I feel like these signets might be worth something, but I don't know. I'll have to look it up, because 2 mana and then you tap 1 and you add 2, it fixes. It gives you 2 lands instead of only 1 kind of thing, but you do have to pay 1. Maybe they're not worth anything. I don't know. This guy looks like he might be. This is a part of the Boggles deck, isn't it? I think it is. So I'll have to look into that. I'm going to put them off to the side here. Crypt Wailing. Souls of the Faultless. Dryad Sophisticate. Non-basic Landwalk. My goodness. And our rare is a Paralectric Feedback. Holy moly. It's a instant for 4, 3 and a red, and it says Paralectric Feedback deals damage to target spell's controller equal to that spell's converted mana cost. Oh, that's kind of cool. We got a foil bounce land. Look at that. That's pretty nice. I'm not going to complain about that. I don't mind that at all. And Onslaught, the last pack. There's some cool stuff in Onslaught. This is like sort of like when I started playing for my second time, was around the Onslaught block. It was like, I think I started playing around like 7th edition. So it was like 7th edition, and then it was like Scourge and Onslaught and Legions and all that stuff was out and about. Again, I don't know if there's any commons of note in this set, so I'll have to put them off to the side. Aven Fate Shaper. Centaur Glade. Aphedo Grifter. Wizards. Good old Wizards. Ooh, Patriarch's Bidding. That's a heavy hit. This card is sweet. So it's a sorcery for 5, 3 and a black, and it says each player chooses a creature type. Each player returns all creature cards of the type chosen this way from his or her graveyard to play. So, like, this card is sweet in a zombie deck because you're, like, essentially it's meant for tribal, and that's the idea. So, like, back when this set was very relevant in standard and stuff, this card was probably not amazing because most likely you were coming up against other tribal decks. So you don't want to give them all their creatures back, right? But nowadays, with like kitchen table and stuff, like this card is sweet because you're like, well, my deck is tribal and your deck is not tribal, so I'm going to return all my zombies or whatever, and you're going to return, what, constructs, and you're going to get 2, and I'm going to get like 15 maybe? So like, it's a pretty sweet card. It's a pretty sweet card. We did not terrible. I mean, we could have done quite a bit better, especially with the Modern Masters pack. We could have done quite a bit better. But, hey, we still got some pretty cool stuff and stuff to add to the patron pile. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Again, this was from Fusion Games, located in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Check them out. Don't forget they have a 5K Modern event that they're doing. There's a link below in the description to their site. You can go check it out. Also, if you order $50 or more from them, you can get a free pack of Core 2019. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And as always, may your pulls ever be better.